Guys, I ran into Elliott and he genuinely changed my life. Now look, I'm in the flipping desert right now, it's crazy. I'm in Dubai with my friend Peter, my chief content officer, Prezi, my friend Callum Hughes, who runs a networking group, and my client, Callum Raymond. And what happened is we were in the marina, me, Callum Raymond, and Asher Kennedy, a fitness coach. Bearing in mind, I'd come from a mastermind about helping online coaches, and what do? I run a consultancy firm who helps online coaches scale up their businesses, sales, systems, back and you name it. But we'll get into what I do in a second. Let's talk about Elliott, right? And frankly speaking, we're sitting down, we're having very deep conversations, us three, and we're just talking about life, talking about the moves we want to make, talking about the source we extracted from this event. We were on a yacht, learning, growing, interacting, networking. And who walks by? I see a bald head, jacked guy. I see his wife, also in great shape. And I'm like, I know who that is. I said, guys, is that not Elliott? And the guys are like, oh, that is. And I'm like, are we gonna sit here and just let him walk by, or what's going on? Because bear in mind, I've made a video about don't sell like Elliott, sell like Jeremy Minor. But overall, I actually love Andy. Like, he's great. And obviously he's done incredibly well, like $160 million in sales last year. Like, he's just a killer, right? So I'm like, got to speak to him. There's no choice. I make my move, I'm walking, I have to catch up to him. He's a quick walker. And catch up to him, I'm like, Andy, brother, I massively respect what you do. Like, what's going on? You're in Dubai, how's it going? He's like, I'm good. And I say, Andy, look, right, you rewind it to the time where you're 20. He's 45 now, you rewind it to the time where you're 20. Andy, what would you do differently? What would you tell your 20-year-old self? What source would you give them? And I might be going to my phone to get some of the notes because I've wrote a long page of notes after the fact. But the main thing, the first thing, in fact, he says is, people need to understand, knowledge is not power. Everyone says this, knowledge is power, knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is simply potential power. Think about graveyards. Do you know what I call graveyards? The place where dreams die. Because people have knowledge, they have ideas, they have things they want to do and they don't implement, they don't do it. They don't do it. I remember there's a video from this random comedian. He jumps in an Uber and he's speaking to a Moroccan uncle Uber driver. And what does he say to him? He's like 50, 60, he says, tomorrow never comes. Brother, look at me. I'm 45, I'm 50, I'm 60. I don't have a wife, tomorrow never comes. Let me not digress. What I'm trying to tell you is everyone's always thinking, oh, I've got an idea next week, next year, next month, XYZ. Do it now. Andy says he gets an idea and within the next hour he's implemented it. Success like speed. I'll never keep, this is one of my biggest phrases, success like speed. Do it now, do it now, do it now. Andy told us that there was a time Michael Jackson woke up at 3 a.m. and called his manager and said, manager, we need to record a song now. And the manager's like, bro, Michael, it's 3 a.m., go to bed. And he's like, bro, if I don't record this song now, Prince is gonna record it in the morning. Look, I need to drill this one in because this is extremely important. I'm gonna go into all the other things Andy said, but look, we need to move with urgency, like extreme urgency. It's so important, we need to move with urgency. How many times have you said you're going to do something and then you see it at the end of the month and you never do it? I'm a culprit of this as well. Don't get me misconstrued. I'm not saying I'm better than any of you. How many times have we done that? When have we stopped lying to ourselves? Because I'll be honest, lying to people is bad, but lying to yourself is worse. That means you don't even love yourself. You don't even care for yourself. And the fact is, if you set these goals and dreams and you never do anything about it, you're going to end up living a life of regret. And that's the worst thing in the world. It's the worst thing in the world. Success like speed, implement with speed. Now, next, if you're not reprogramming your mind daily, you're killing yourself. Your mind is not your friend, outwit the devil. Look, this point was deep because I've been really in depth with manifestation, so the subconscious mind, reprogramming your mind, etc. recently, right? Really, really in depth with it. I read Outwitting the Devil, It's Power of the Subconscious Mind. I've been reading Reality Transurfing. And the fact of the matter is, most people live a life on autopilot. They live a life in a program, just a bot. They wake up, they brush their teeth, they check their phone, they go on social media, they get pissed off, they watch the news, they're just bots. You're not a bot. I know you're not a bot. So on a day-to-day basis, you need to be reprogramming your subconscious mind. So how do you do that? Number one, it comes via the information you consume. And this is not a joke. It comes even from the music you listen to, the social media pages you follow, the books you're reading, the podcasts you listen to, audiobooks, your friends around you, your parents. You need to understand all these information sources are affecting you either negatively or positively. There's no such thing as equality. When I say there's no such thing as equality, I mean things are never standing still. Things are either moving forward or stepping backwards. Positive or negative, that's it. So therefore you need to ask yourself, is this form of information positive or negative? That's one way you should reprogram your subconscious mind. You of course can reprogram it via repetition, but that's like brute force hacking. It's not necessarily the most optimal way to get to where you need to get to. Another way you can reprogram your subconscious mind, what you don't know is that from the age of 0 to 7, or maybe 10, your brain is in a state of hypnosis, theta stage, theta frequency. And this is when you can pick up languages really easy. This is when you're extremely impressionable. You're essentially a blank page and a sponge. So obviously the question is, as an adult now, how can you, and I think I'm getting a bit dark here. Okay, hopefully you guys can see me. As an adult, how can you reprogram your subconscious mind? And what we know is when those first 5-10 minutes when you wake up and those 5-10 minutes before you go to bed are extremely important, right? So you want to be either listening to or consuming things that are going to benefit you, whether it's even just planning your day and looking over it and ruminating over it. You want to be visualizing your goals when you wake up, visualizing the life you want to live. Use these stages, they're really important, okay? You need to understand your mind is not your friend. Your mind's going to convince you that every move you're trying to make is incorrect, or every move you're trying to make is too big for yourself, or every move you're trying to make, you're just not worthy. You need to fight it. You need to outwit the devil. Read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Fortune favors the bold. I'm not even going to go into this one too much, but you saw, I could have sat down and said, oh, that's Andy Elliott, but he probably won't want me to speak to him. Instead, I stood up, I walked over to him, I shook his hand like a man and I spoke to him, and guess what? He spoke to us for 10 to 15 minutes and gave us incredible source. Bearing in mind, he has a photographer and videographer called M1 who was don't ask, M1, cool guy, I love your name by the way, but he was standing there, really tall guy, 6'5", 6 guy, and he literally at the end of it said, Andy has never given anyone that type of source. He's never done it for anyone. We prayed with Andy after the fact. We prayed with him. I literally said to Andy, thank you so much for the source, can we pray together? And he said, yeah, and we prayed together. You know, the amount of source was incredible. But I'm telling you, at the end of this video, I'm gonna tell you the real thing that was impactful about Andy. Now this point is really deep. And I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm not too, okay, I'm gonna come here so I'm not too dark. I am too dark right now anyways, just flipping, there's no light, but it is what it is, we make it work, given the source. Chase the man, not the money. 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 Listen to this. Chase the man, not the money. What do I mean by that? He said, look, on a serious level, first and foremost, right, money is extremely abundant, but people do a lot of backstabbing, selfish things to get money. The only people who do negative things and backstabbing things to get money and snake people and do people dirty are people who don't live in abundance, right? They don't think that money is abundant because you don't stab anyone in the back for air, do you? Because air is abundant, right? Same way money is. But what he really broke down in this is that on the fact that money is abundant, why are you chasing the money? What you need to focus on is becoming the man that deserves the money, the woman that deserves the money. You need to focus on building a garden and not chasing butterflies. Because if you build a garden, you're going to naturally attract butterflies. But if you chase butterflies, you're never going to catch them. Maybe catch one or two. Now, when we really say chase the man, we're really talking about understanding the identity of the person which gets what you want to have. What type of man drives a G-Wagon? What type of man makes $1 million a month? What type of man secures massive corporate deals? What type of man goes into investment banking and becomes a partner in 5 years? I'm not saying that's possible, I'm just saying what type of man does that? What type of man runs a consultancy firm? What type of man is in incredible shape? What type of man protects his family? What does that man have to do Who is that man? And that's what you should be chasing on a day-to-day basis. Me and Peter, my good friend, we were today in the cafe. Right now, you can't, I don't know if you can see, maybe you've seen it in the background. Damn, it's getting dark, bro. What the hell? I need to like put a flipping flashlight or something. Whoa. I'm gonna do this or something. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do at this point. But we're gonna keep cooking because I feel like we're flowing right now. But me and Peter, right? We were in a cafe. If you can see in the background, they're driving the G-Wagon. We got the G-Wagon Brabus. We just rented it for the day. Really wanted to see how the car was. Incredible. And that's one of my cars I want to get in the future. Maybe not a Brabus because I think it's a bit overkill, but a G-Wagon is nice. But after we drove it for like 10, 20 minutes around, revved it, got gassed, happy, all, we sat in the cafe and we just said to each other, bro, it's just a flipping car. It's just a car. It's just a car. Like, it seems mad. It seems like, oh my gosh, car, G-Wagon. But it's just a car at the end of the day. It's just a car. And this leads on to the next point. The law of neutrality, minimalism. Let me explain what I mean by this. Andy said, and this is connected to a point that someone else I revere highly, Neuro Knowledge, said, anything you really, 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 really want, you will never have. What he means by that is anything you pedestalize and idolize and put above yourself, you will never have because it's too far away from you, right? We do not rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our standards, and therefore we need to see the things we want and minimalize it. Minimalize it. We need to minimalize it. When I say minimalize it, neutralize it, okay? We need to make it, oh, it's just a car. For example, the G-Wagon, it's just a car. And that means because I've said it's just a car, in the future I'll be able to get it with ease. It's just money. It's just 100K a month. It's just 10K a month. It's just 5K a month. It's just $1 million a month. Oh, it's just XYZ. It's just a new job. It's just a job at XYZ. But minimalize and neutralize everything you really want. You don't need to pedestalize it. We have God upstairs who is our God. We don't need to pedestalize money and all this type of stuff. Minimalize it, neutralize it. He said, never forget your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What a guy. And honestly, one thing I'll say about Andy I respect so much is that he's one of the few people who, well, not few, I don't know if I'd say few, but he continues to represent Jesus Christ despite attaining a lot of wealth, attaining what he needs to get. Like, he represents Jesus Christ fully, and I respect him a lot. Now, I'm gonna leave with this because my battery might die and it's 15 minutes on the camera. I'm gonna leave with a couple things. And then the final thing, which is the most important thing, the thing that he really gave. Flipping, oh man. This lighting situation is crazy. I need Prezi to come with a light or something. This one I resonate with a lot. Get in proximity with people doing big things now. And so, of course, we know your network is your net worth and you want to focus on getting with high-level people, getting mentors, paying people for mentorship, coaching programs. And he literally said to us, guys, back in my day when I was 20, I could only buy books. If I could cut the check, right? If I could cut the check to get to a new level, learn new knowledge, and just get around people who are doing what I wanted to do, I would do it instantly. So paying for knowledge is the quickest and most accelerated process to get to where you need to get to. But this is the thing, right? Make sure that the people you're paying for mentorship are doing good things now. Not 10 years ago, not a year ago, not a couple, months ago. Make sure they're active in the field now. For example, I love Iman Gadzi, right? But it's problematic, I would say, like, bear in mind, I love him. But it's problematic, I'd say, him teaching SMMA agencies when he doesn't run one himself. Everyone has said that, It's problematic, someone teaching how to, swim if they only jog. And they stop their swimming days. That's what I'm saying, right? I like this one. Shake everyone's hand with vigor. Walk around, smiling, emanating your energy, right? Emanating your energy. And after this is, okay, I'm gonna wrap this up because this is the main point that really changed my life. Andy, when you look at his eyes, right? When you look at his eyes, you can see he's about it. He electrocuted me. He electrocuted me. After me, Callum and Asher, we were charged up with his energy because despite being 45, he's jacked out of his mind. You can see he takes care of his body every day. His eyes were red with, as if he hasn't slept. He's so like dialed, like he's looking into your soul almost, right? And I swear to you, I could tell he was about that life, and I could tell that he liked to transmute energy to people. He was walking around like he's got like energy just electrocuting through his body. And that made me feel like, damn, it's all about the energy. Look, you can have all the value, the knowledge, you can help people, you do this, but you need to actually give people energy. You need to smile at people when you're walking in the street. You need to say hello to people. You need to shake people's hands. You need to change their day. How do you do that? How do you transmute your personality, your energy towards them? And he did that straight to me. I've met many people. I've met Russell Brunson. I've met a lot of big guys in the space. But no one's ever transmuted their energy, you know? That being said, man, bro, I got to get to somewhere where it's light. So I'm going to go back over to the car. It's over there. I hope you guys have enjoyed and gained value from this video. Hope you've gained some value. And overall, like, if you're an online coach, book in a call, you know? Help online coaches scale up their businesses. If you're an entrepreneur, just scaling out, running it up, working hard, follow me on IG. I post content on there as well, subscribe. That being said, God made, God paid. Have a great